Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we have Zachary Ramsay. He went missing February 6, 1996. He was only 10 years old. He left home. He was walking to school. People saw him walking to school. Somebody saw him crying, and a man following behind him who seemed to be upset, and they didn't stop to ask if he was okay or anything. Great Falls, Montana. I don't know if they assumed that the man was related to him or what, but they didn't do anything. Age 10, 4 foot tall. He was half white and half black. So, let's see. Last seen leaving his residence for school about 7:30 a.m. 1996. He did not arrive at school, and he's not been seen since. They put his hair as brown, but it looks black to me. Curly black hair. I think there's a discrepancy with hair colors. You know, some people think somebody's hair is blonde, and I'll see it as brown. And other people that see people with black hair all the time think their hair is dark brown. Where other people that aren't used to being around black hair all the time will look at it and just think it's black, you know. Brown eyes. Talks about his scar, what he was wearing. He had a size 4 shoe. You can pause this and read it. There's a picture of him. And then they found these skeletons in these bones. They haven't tested them to see if they're his. They don't believe they're his. But he went missing February 6, 1996. Okay? This is less than an hour away. No, it's about an hour and 15 minutes away. I don't know, but they don't know exactly where the bones came from, it says. But same year, they found these bones of somebody that's about 6 to 10 years old. Not far from where he went missing. But they're saying that it has to be somebody that didn't even live till 1955. And I just feel like, I feel so strongly that they have to be his. I feel like they should test them to see if they're his. Even though I don't feel like they could be. So they found a human skull, maxilla, and mandible obtained by the Lewis and Clark County Office Coroner in 1996. They tested the teeth, and because of the teeth didn't have a bomb carbon in these teeth, which means it's unlikely the individual lived after 1955. But I still feel like it must be him, right? Dark brown, black hair, but they didn't know if it was an animal or a human. But I just feel like it has to be him. Because it's just too much of a coincidence, right? Okay, so here's the picture of the man, and here's him. So he's 10 years old. He's only 4 foot tall. He weighs less than 100 pounds. Blue denim jacket. It talks about his clothing. He had a football jersey and everything. So he was biracial, African American and Caucasian, half black, half white, which is, I don't know how common it was back then, but I know now it's, everybody's a mixture. We're all of our families and everybody, it seems like we're all a big melting pot, mixture of races. So, brown hair, brown eyes, a scar between his eyebrows, blotchy skin at the time, 1996, disappearance, facial dimples, wears eyeglasses, but he wasn't carrying them at the time. His nickname was Zach. So he left his home or his apartment that he shared with his mother and went to walk to school. And it says North 4th Street in Great Falls, Montana, at about 7:30 in the morning. He was walking to Whittier School at the time. Witnesses saw him walk down the alley near the 400 block of North 5th Street. Shortly thereafter, he never arrived at school. Said he ran away about a month before. And I wonder if he ran away or if something happened, because he called his mom to come get him an hour later, within an hour. He lived with his mother and 2 siblings at the time. A neighbor reported that Nathan Bar-Jonah was in the area of the alley around the time he disappeared. A photo of Bar-Jonah is posted with a picture of the case summary. And Bar-Jonah is not even that guy's real name. Another witness told authorities that they saw Zachary crossing the street, 6th Street, at 7:45. That's like 15 minutes later. He was crying, and he was being followed by a man, and the man was apparently upset. I don't know. And then they believe the man was that Bar-Jonah dude, and that he abducted this little boy by using a stun gun shortly thereafter. That he was following the boy and he used a stun gun on the child. School officials contacted Zachary's mother because he never showed up for school. His mother filed a missing persons report, and he's never been heard from since then. So 4 years later, they charged Bar-Jonah with his abduction. And his given name was David P. Brown, and he preyed upon young children, mostly boys. He also confessed to cannibalistic activities. He bragged about killing Zachary. He said, according to this, which I don't know if it's true or accurate or where they get the information from, but he said that he hunted him. But what is he waiting for him to leave to go to school? And it's a little boy walking alone to school, and he considers that, and he's using a stun gun on a child, and he considers that hunting. That's just horrific. So he had a lengthy criminal record. He served a prison sentence for the abduction and attempted murder of 2 Massachusetts boys in 1977, and then he gets out to do it again. That's horrific. See, so he'd already tried to kill 2 boys in 1977. And here he's out doing it, and here he's out so that he could get a boy alone that's not with somebody else and kill him. So his body, they said that it wasn't recovered due to the suspected cannibalism. That makes me feel like maybe he did something to the teeth, right? Prosecutors sought the death penalty for his alleged crimes. He was convicted of 2 unrelated counts of child molestation in Montana in February 2002. How did he do that in 2002? Maybe he had done it before, because he was only charged in 2000. You'd think he would be in jail and not be out walking the streets unless he had already molested them before and they were just, I don't know. He vowed to appeal the decisions and maintained his innocence. He's suspected in other crimes as well. There was a bone located in his garage, and they did DNA testing to see if it was somebody named Zachary, Janice, or Amanda's. Andrews, I don't know whose Andrews' DNA was not tested. So, yeah. So they did DNA testing to see if the bone that they found in the garage was that little boy's, but I guess it wasn't that little boy's or other people's. So whose bone was it? So here's a bone from somebody else found in his garage, and they don't know whose bone it was. So he wasn't charged in connection with any of the other disappearances, even though there's a bone found in his garage. So they know he had to have killed somebody else because the bone's in his garage. He died of a blood clot in Montana prison in April 2008 at the age of 51. All charges related to Zachary's case were dismissed in October of 2002. Is that how come he was able to molest somebody else or was charged for molesting somebody else in 2002? I don't understand that. What? But he died in prison in 2008. It's just horrific. He just didn't seem like he should have been somebody that was out walking the streets. Zachary's mother stated that she believed her son was alive. She stated she viewed a videotape of her son frolicking in a playground in 2000. Authorities said that they verified the tape was filmed in Italy, where the child's father was stationed with the United States military at the time. His dental records and fingerprints did not match Zachary's. His mother insists that her psychic and others believe her son is alive, and she hopes his case will be reopened. Wow. Investigators closed Zachary's file after the alleged connecting Bar-Jonah to his disappearance. In January 2011, over the objection of his mother, the biological father had him declared legally dead. He liked drawing and painting. He's described as a reserved but friendly child. He was afraid of the dark. His case remains unsolved. I don't feel like it's unsolved. I feel like that man killed him. And I just think it's horrific that... I think it's just horrific that this happened to this poor little boy while he was walking to school. Only 10 years old. And I strongly feel that there's a possibility, even though they feel like these bones couldn't be somebody because of something to do with the teeth, but this guy was cannibalistic. He could have cooked the teeth or done stuff to the teeth, you know, for who knows how long. And I just feel like maybe I feel like these bones are that little boy's. I think it's just too much of a coincidence for them to be found so close to the area of where that little boy went missing. And that's just my personal opinion. It's so sad that that would happen to a child. Anyway, please don't forget to pray for this poor child and his family and his loved ones and all of these other victims of this man. And who knows whose bone that was in his garage. And we know we should pray for whoever's family that was as well. And I guess we're supposed to pray for that man as well and his family. But, you know, who knows whose bone that was in his garage. If he was cannibalistic, he could have, you know, just looked for somebody that was an easy prey. Anyway, feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.